everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians, and we have a great time about that. Today's going to be a great show. So first up is my man Talent. You know, I'm changing the order today, right?
Surprise.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Everything is good. You know, I feel good when I get like close to August. I start throwing on my football Jets gear, get everybody ready. You know what I mean? That jet green, see that jet green, baby.
Yeah, in honor to the way we got destroyed on Friday, I had to wear my Red Sox shirt so maybe people won't think I'm jumping ship because the Red Sox got destroyed in the biggest. I think it's the largest margin in baseball. It was a football score. I don't even know. Anyway, let me bring up my man Fig. What's up, Fig? How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. I love the Jets. That's all I can tell you. I love the Jets. They're going to be good this year. But the only thing, if real Jets perform like the football team, nobody would fly.
Okay, we're off to that kind of joke this morning. My man Mike Shaw is in the building. Mike, what's up? How you doing, sir?
Hey, yo, Frank, I got a gripe.
Okay.
How I get pulled off the intro?
What do you mean?
For real?
I ain't seen my face on the intro.
That's funny.
I think I made
Was
this
it
one
because
before you joined
was
the
it
show.
was it because of the mask? Because you had the first pitch I had was a little sassy. Like I joked about it.
Hey, Mike, this is like the Brooklyn Nets. You gotta get vaccinated.
I got vaccinated.
You got 2 weeks before you off the whole shit. 2 weeks.
I got the booster shot. I got it all.
Honestly, I think this is the intro I made before you even joined the show, but I'm gonna fix that. I didn't even notice. Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't even notice.
Oh, I noticed because I'm sensitive. I noticed.
Just make me make more work. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's all good because I teared up a little bit. I thought you was giving me a hint. I said, damn, maybe Caroline's ain't happening for me.
Yeah. Which reminds me that flyer has got to come out today. I'm gonna put it
Yes, man. I'm looking for it, man.
Yeah. I'm doing it today. I'm gonna make sure it gets done today. All right, so we're gonna get ready to jump into the show. Normally we have some sports show, topics and everything else, but because of Friday, I don't know. T, were you on the show Friday? No, T missed Friday.
No, I missed Friday. Got caught up in this airport shenanigans, man. I'm upset.
All right, well, we're gonna jump. Okay. My man Rodney Perry joined the show. He don't tell me when he's gonna come. He just decided to show up. Like he gets special privileges. Yeah. How you doing, Rodney?
You'll figure it out when I get here.
Yeah. Well,
well, damn, Diva. Well, damn. Okay.
Whatever. Like you say, you know when I show up. I'm like, whatever.
You know I'm coming, man. I just had to do some shit, and I couldn't, yeah.
And now he's giving me more work with swearing, but that's all right. That's how divas do. All right, so we're gonna jump. All right, so Friday, T, before we left, I said we were going to give in Mount Rushmore of boxers. I wanted to get that out of the way. And Talent, since you didn't get a chance to do that, you didn't know about it. I don't figure. Did you get your list of your Mount Rushmore, your favorite boxers? Because I know Mike got that in his head. Like he could run that.
Oh man, I got my favorite boxers locked right here.
All right, then you go first. I'll let you go first because we're doing a Mount Rushmore of our favorite boxers, and I got a couple more Mount Rushmore questions I want to ask. But you go first, T. I mean, Big. Go ahead. You go first.
Look, first and foremost, I got to talk about Muhammad Ali, man. Muhammad Ali was he to me he is the GOAT, man. I mean, he came through an era and he like defied all odds. Ali was the first person to fight the government and win. So I got to go with Muhammad Ali. Next up on my list is Sugar Ray, man. Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard. Let me put that out there. It's got to be Sugar Ray Leonard, man, because he was a small version of Muhammad Ali. Another one that didn't get his just due, and I think they robbed him in a mega fight that would have catapulted him a lot further, is Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Sweet Pea was a beast, man. I mean, there was cats trying to hit Sweet Pea with body shots and was missing. That's how good his defense was. And last but not least, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, man, you got to be kidding with this dude. I got to say Money Mayweather, man, because you go into a sport like boxing and you defy the odds and beat all of the promoters that were out there doing criminal things, if you will, to the boxers is taking their money and leaving them broke and punch drunk after their career is over. Floyd Mayweather went in there, he took over, made his own money, and he never lost. You can't ignore that.
All right, Mike Sean, boxing is your forte. I'm really interested to see who your 4 Mount Rushmore boxers are. I want to hear this.
All right, it always starts with Ali. Then it goes to Sugar Ray Robinson. Then it goes to Floyd Mayweather. And in his prime, Roy Jones Jr. are my 4 fighters, are the best fighters that I've only seen Ray Robinson because of YouTube. And what Ray Robinson did back in them days was some of the most dominating, and being able to fight as often as he had to fight didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense that he was knocking dudes out twice a month. Like that doesn't happen now, and it shouldn't happen now because it's not healthy for you to fight that much. Honorable mention would be Sugar Ray Leonard. Honorable mention would be Roberto Duran, Andre Ward, and a guy who never gets the credit that he deserves, even though he beat up Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, as Lennox Lewis. But because he's not American, we never accept non-American heavyweights in this country. We always seem like even Tyson Fury will get shafted right now simply because he's not from here. But Lennox Lewis knocked out Riddick Bowe in the amateurs, and that's why Riddick Bowe never fought him in the pros. That's why Riddick Bowe actually gave up the belt and threw it in a trash can because he didn't want to fight Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was 6'5", 250 with a vicious jab, and the man could actually box. So that's my Rushmore. And they're more honorable mentions. We missed a whole bunch of people, but we can only do, you can only do a few.
You're going to do 4. T, you ready for your 4?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go ahead, T.
First of all, just want to say fuck Lennox Lewis.
Wow.
That's first of all. You really got to be a boxing fan to throw that name out there. The dude was soft.
Wasn't soft against Tyson.
Well, he caught the later Tyson, first of all. You left Tyson off your list. Wow, disrespectful, like
He's the most overrated fighter in history.
Ooh, okay. Let me let that go. Mike, you're not gonna get me to fight you this early. It's too early.
Today we're doing it.
I'm not gonna fight you until about 35 minutes in.
You got an ugly shirt on. We going.
Go on.
I feel like I'm at that famous civil rights sit-in, and they just throwing jabs at me, trying to get me to get out of here, nigga. All right, so my Mount Rushmore is tough. Obviously, first and foremost, got to throw Jack Johnson in. Jack Johnson got to be at the top of that, and then you go with the greatest, Ali. Like 3 of them are easy for me. Like Holyfield, I got to put as my number 3. I have some sort of extra compassion, and you get extra points with me when you fight kind of, so to speak, out of your bracket. If you can become great out of your bracket, and that's what Holyfield did. Holyfield went up in an unnatural weight class so he could beat guys like Mike Tyson. So those 3 are easy. That 4th face, Frank, with all due respect, I need a good chiseler who could chisel 2 faces in one, take up 1 face space. So you got to put Tyson in there and split it with Ray Robinson. These 2 dudes, they did the numbers, man. They did the numbers in an astronomical way. Mike ain't never lied. The way that Ray Robinson, pound for pound, built his legacy was unheard of. Can't be duplicated because, like you said, it's unhealthy. That's back when we ate more cream of wheat, more grits. We don't eat much and grits, so you can't take that pounding like you used to. You know what I'm talking about, Mike? We ate way more cream of wheat and grits where you could pound the head a lot more and get through life. You can't do that no more.
We was drinking whole milk.
You fucking hit the head 50 times off a bowl of oatmeal. It's over, lot.
Roger Perry, you got your 4?
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys really are impressive, man, the way y'all put this together. And as I was thinking to myself, man, great boxes, man, and it took me back to my days at Walmart. And first on my list, Jerry Big Stack Thompson. He could stack the tissue boxes up to the ceiling. And the guy was amazing, man. And you can't mention Jerry without mentioning Jim Johnson. Jim Johnson worked the night shift, and he was able to box with the best of them. And he worked the day shift when it was time to get the boxers down. He was big on that.
He's big on that.
Gamal Commander. He was a manager, and even as a manager, he would box with the best of them, and he was our fastest boxer. And you got a question, Felix?
I think, Ronnie, I think you're leaving out somebody from UPS because they need.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Walter 100 Stack Penton. Walter was over there at UPS. He started with us at Walmart. He left, went to UPS, and shattered all the records, the boxing records. And he's the only one that actually got somebody bit his ear off. They had some kid over there by last name Tyson. They got into it one day, and the guy Tyson bit his ear.
Well, y'all, this is the show called Box Seats, where we talk about sports with comedy, all kind of sports. Okay, what you say? All kind of sports. We cover all
the boxers, right?
Yeah. I just said the boxers.
Why you always putting the caveat on my stuff, Frank?
I just say the boxers.
He said the caveat. Ever since you shaved, you done changed, Rodney. The caveat?
Yeah.
We talking boxers, man.
Mike, Sean, you going first. This one, you going first for this round. I hope you're ready because I sent out this a few minutes.
Nobody reads the Texas, Frank. Well, go ahead.
Most overrated athlete in any sport for all four. You got Mount Rushmore. Most overrated, unless you want to pass it. You want to pass your turn.
No. I'll go.
Most overrated athletes. Mount Rushmore. Most overrated. I can't wait to tell you my four. But go ahead. Who's your four?
Let me start at boxing. Canelo Alvarez is the most overrated fighter in boxing. Canelo Alvarez he fought Triple G when he was 37. He then fought Floyd Mayweather when he was 37 and lost. He then fought Shane Mosley when he was 40. Then he went up to the lightweight division and lost. And you know what he's going to do now? He's going to fight Triple G again, who is 40. Now, these are the same people who critiqued Floyd Mayweather for fighting people past their prime. And this guy has loaded up on people over 37 years old to fight. Mike Tyson, most exciting fighter I ever saw. Most exciting events were Mike Tyson events. Mike Tyson never beat one person that was pound for pound the best. Every time he fought, let me name the guys he beat up. Mitch Green, Francis Bolter, Carl Witherspoon.
He can only fight people that wasn't scared of him, though, Mike.
He fought a dude named Tony Tubbs. In real life, he fought a dude named Tony Tubbs, and he fought Larry Holmes, and Larry Holmes was 43 years old. Now, do I think Mike Tyson could have been great? He could have been great, but he wasn't. Because every time he fought somebody who wasn't scared of him, he lost. Axe Evander Holyfield and Axe Buster Douglas. All right, basketball, I'll make it quick. Kenny Skywalker, hurts my heart, but one of the most overrated basketball players ever. This guy, it was not his fault that he was overrated. It wasn't his fault. The NBA wasn't ready for Billy Owens. They weren't ready for what Billy Owens could do as a basketball player. And Billy Owens, right now, if Billy Owens played in the league, he would be amazing. This would be the perfect league for the play-in. Baseball, quickly, Lee Mazzilli. I don't know if none of y'all know who Lee Mazzilli is, but Lee Mazzilli came to the New York Mets and started doing a basket catch. And he was supposed to be the savior of the Mets. And a basket catch was like in honor of Willie Mays, which he wasn't. He wasn't Willie Mays. He wasn't Willie. He was none of it. The NFL, Kyler Murray is overrated. Kirk Cousins is overrated. And Jeff George may be the most overrated quarterback to ever be in the NFL. And I'm done.
All right, so he gave me 16. All I did was 4, but
I thought you wanted all the sports.
No, one of you got 4 head. Pick one ahead. Pick one head.
Well, damn! Cool. I read your text. I tried to do show prep.
Yeah, you did it. You did a good, Mike. You did an amazing job.
It was amazing, Mike.
That was amazing, Mike.
That was great.
It was amazing. Now all you need is sleeves on that shirt.
Go ahead,
All
T.
Please.
T, what's your 4?
All
How
right,
you do
so
4?
first of all, honorable mention, Frank Pickleson.
Who's that?
He played on my JV team in '86.
Overrated.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they brought this white dude in from Scarsdale, talking about he was going to guy averaged 1 rebound. All right.
This is going to be that.
6'9", Frank Pickleson. All right, here we go. I'm gonna start with the NFL. Most NFL dude, highly overrated. To this day, I get nauseous every time I think about those old Christmas commercials. Danny White, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Danny White was good.
Danny White
was horrible.
He went to 3 NFC championship games.
Danny White was softer than Chris Everett.
Wow.
Remember Chris Everett?
Why you got to go like Chris Everett? Right?
That was pretty tough.
NBA, top of the list. I got to put Will Chamberlain up there.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh,
and it's overrated for a simple fact. It's obvious. If you watch a Will Chamberlain game, you know, is a Jolly Green Giant playing with the midgets. Come on. Right behind him is Danny Ferry.
Oh,
you gonna
wow.
put Wilt Chamberlain and Danny Ferry on a talent? Your neck must be so tight from that shirt.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, you got one more.
What's my man named the Beckham dude in soccer?
As
soon as I see him get 200 million, he did nothing. He came to America. He got 200 plus million. He ain't kicked a kickball. Nothing.
Fig, you got your list. I need 4, Fig. I need 4.
Honorable mention in boxing, Bruce Seldon. Go ahead.
Bruce Seldon. Clap it up for that. Oh, clap.
Go ahead.
He
never got hit.
Here we go. This kid was so entertaining because he took him forever to get knocked out. But Arturo Gatti, he used to get beat bloody every single fight, win or lose. Yep. Arturo Gatti looked like his face went through a meat grinder every time he fought. I know they got talent. I'm sorry, man. Let me apologize in advance. Joe Willie, man. Joe Namath. If Joe Namath didn't predict that he was going to beat the Colts, he won one Super Bowl. It was the early one, but he won one. Joe Willie Namath.
I agree with you, Fit.
Robert Ory. Big Shot Bob.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Every time somebody talks about Jordan or everybody's talking about LeBron James, Isaiah Thomas, and we talking about the amount of championships that these guys won, somebody digs into his buttocks and pulls out Robert Ory because he was a role player on some teams, and he actually has 7 championships. Big Shot Bob was never the go-to guy on any team that he ever played on.
But do you know how many teams he saved? He saved Shaq and Kobe.
Listen. Is this a movie? Is this the fish that saved Pittsburgh? Like, what are we talking about? What did he save?
He saved
and last but not least,
he saved the whale in the
Russell Westbrook. This guy has the modern day triple-double record and has never won anything. Russell, I'm better than every other point guard that ever played in the NBA, Westbrook. No, you're not, sir.
Rodney Perry, you got your list?
Absolutely, gentlemen.
It all started in Walmart.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad you're staying focused, Mike. Let's start here.
Shit.
These 7 guys, man, known for really putting together a lot of good stuff, but the most overrated of them is Sleepy, man. Sleepy Dwarf really.
What?
Sleepy Dwarf. There's 7 doors. Sleepy was ineffective. he was ineffective all the time, man. Every time
Wait a minute, man. Oh man, I can't.
Every time you need to do something, he was knocked out asleep, man, and you never could.
What? Wait a minute.
I can't believe you, yo.
Couldn't
I
get
can't
none out of
believe
this
you
guy.
today. I can't
Three
believe
more,
it.
Rodney. You got 3 more.
I'm ready, buddy. Then of course we go most overrated horror movie villain, Chucky. I'm not afraid of Chucky. Chucky is a doll. I'll rip Chucky head off. I wish Chucky would come at me like that.
You got 2 more.
And,
He said sleepy at
head
Chucky.
on the fringes of sports.
Oh God.
Rudy Rudiger. He was a walk-on, University of Notre Dame. The guy from all accounts in real life, he's a butthole, the real Rudy. And although one of the few movies that consistently makes me cry, Rudy didn't deserve to go in the game.
Yeah, you got 1 more.
Rudy.
And finally, where is it? God dang it. Very overrated. Played for the Carroll Bulldogs, class of '88.
Jesus.
And this is really tough for me to say. Rodney Perry had no business in the uniform. I mean, the guy.
Who's the 4th one? Rodney Perry?
Rodney Perry had no business. It was really. I mean, his career. He was a tailback. He was a fullback. He made the kickoff team. He gets in the game 5 seconds and hurts his knee. In the words of Fig, the best ability is availability.
Yes, indeed. That is hilarious. I want to push back on the dwarf thing because I think Sneezy, honestly, was the one that because all he had was allergies. All he had was allergies. All he needed was
and they was in the forest. They was in the forest.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, Rodney picked Sleepy because they used to take naps together in preschool.
Yo.
My
All right, so let me give you my 4.
Me and Sleepy did spoon a little bit one time.
My 4 most overrated players, athletes in any sport.
Oh God!
Number 4 has got to be Jose Canseco. I think Jose Canseco was one of the most overrated baseball players to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Everybody just thought he was. I just didn't see it. Number 3 for me is got to be.
You talking about vision? Go ahead.
Number 3 has got to be Chris Bosh.
Who?
You got to kill Chris Bosh?
I thought
Chris Bosh?
Yeah, I thought Chris Bosh was
Jesus. They don't win a championship without his rebound. Yo, who was Bill Cosby's favorite dwarf?
Number 2, got to be Doug Flutie.
Sleepy.
Got to be Doug Flutie. I think
Doug Flutie?
I think Doug Flutie's way overrated.
Doug Flutie made every short guy believe he could be something.
Yep. Yeah, he gave hope to a lot of guys who had Napoleon.
Doug Flutie is the reason that Kyler Murray has a job.
And number 1, gotta be for me all time. Got to be Vinny Testaverde. I think Vinny Testaverde is the most overrated player in any sport, hands down.
Wow.
That's my 4 most overrated players.
Vinny Testaverde was the first football player to get a colonoscopy.
We're gonna keep the show moving. We got a lot of stories to get through, and I'm coming back to some of these Mount Rushmore things. But today, I'm gonna start off with you, Talent Man. I don't know if you heard the news, but Boston Celtics supposed to be one of the teams to engage in talks with Brooklyn Nets, and supposedly the Celtics supposedly offered Jaylen Brown. I absolutely hate hearing this. What's your thoughts on this? T?
This is why I hate the Celtics. Every time you get blessed with a good player or a great player, you shuffle. You're playing shuffleboard again. I don't understand why they come so close this year and would make that trade right there. That you trading youth for age don't make sense to me. Jay is right there with your great light skin hope. You know what I mean? He right there with Tatum. And with that dynamic duo, you just shown yourself what you can do, what you're capable of.
Yeah,
you don't need a major adjustment like that because you're trading them. First of all, it's a swap out. So you're going to be giving up. Trust me, it's not going to just be Brown. It's not going to be without picks. So you add a deficit for a guy that's older and on the other side of the hill coming out. That makes zero sense. But this is the Boston way of life. The Celtics have been doing this dumb-ish for a minute. So it don't surprise me. I think it's dumb and it's just going to help the Nets, really.
Fig, if they do it. I don't know if they're going to do it. It could be just talks, but you know how sports reporters are. What you think about it when you heard this news?
Well, the first thing that struck my nerve is every Boston Celtics player that is for this owes Kevin Durant an apology for ever going to Golden State, because the Boston Celtics, if I'm not mistaken, just this year was in the finals. So you mean to tell me you went to the finals and you're going to get KD and you're not going to call him weak if he does show up on that team? Giving up Jaylen Brown doesn't strike me as a bad move, because Kevin Durant is a better scorer than Jaylen Brown. Is he better on defense? Absolutely not. Is he a better prolific scorer? He absolutely is. The problem is, it's not just going to be Jaylen Brown and picks. They're going to ask for somebody else like Marcus Smart or something like that, because that's not an even swap. Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant, even though Kevin Durant will be 34, is still not an even swap in talent. So they're going to end up giving up at least 2 players and some picks to be able to get a player the quality of a Kevin Durant. And the people that said it when he went to Golden State, that it made him look weak, those people are going to jump right back on that bandwagon.
Mike Sean, what's your thoughts on hearing about this news?
It's a dumbass trade. Sorry about the ass. Even though I repeated it. Listen, every barber in Boston just went, damn, we got to do him.
He ain't going to the shop.
I don't even understand. Like, I really don't think that Kevin Durant understands that he overvalued his actual value. His value was with Kyrie Irving sitting there in Brooklyn and working this out and having them bring another player in. They have Ben Simmons. We all joke about Ben Simmons. We all got tons of jokes about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can play basketball. Can he shoot? Absolutely not. But is he a defensive presence? Can he bring the ball up? Can Kyrie Irving take time off and not be the main ball handler? He absolutely can. It makes no sense for Boston to make this move. Like, you guys are right on the cusp of doing what you need to do. All you need is a solid point guard, so Marcus Smart doesn't have to be your point guard all game long. It makes no sense.
I don't see it either if it happens. But Rodney Perry, when you heard this news, what was your thoughts?
Well, look at it like this, guys. Anybody that get KD is a better team. We can talk about the guy. I would like him to be a better leader if he's going to do something like this. If he's going to replace one of the main guys in Boston, that's the only thing they really give me pause is he's not a leader, and so you need him to come in and be more than a shooter. You know, that team lacked leadership. That's why they lost. But one thing, Jaylen Brown and the other young kid, man, they can't go left. They need somebody that can go left. And that could be KD. But other than that, man, them guys in the world of trouble. They need to do something. Because they're not trying to win in the future. They're trying to win now.
Yeah, there's some stuff that happened off season the Celtics are doing right now. We'll figure that all out.
KD only made one team better, Golden State. That was already great. KD has never made a team better to win a championship.
If you make the fucking greatest team of all time better, ain't that enough?
No, yeah, when you make the second greatest team ever. He went to Brooklyn and failed. That dude is not. He's not LeBron. Let's just be clear. He's not LeBron. You can't ride LeBron's show. You can't ride his shoulders and say, take us somewhere. He's never done it. Steph should have got the MVP. Steph should have got the MVP. Like, Steph Draymond, Klay Thompson, and all those guys had to surround him and put him in the perfect situation to win. When he's not in a perfect situation, he's texting his mom.
So we got also some more news this morning.
Frank, can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
I think Jaylen Brown in the playoffs was the best player on the Celtics, and they're talking about getting rid of. To me, was the best player in the playoffs because he showed up.
He can't go left either.
Where nobody else did. Jaylen Brown,
he was the best player. He was the best player in one series. Jason Tatum was the best player in the playoffs into the finals, into the finals. You know what I mean? The tail end of the finals. But
you've showed in crunch time. That's all.
Yeah. All right. So also, Fig, I'm gonna start with you. The Washington Wizards are in heavy trade talks with Donovan Mitchell, and I don't even know who it would be for. But Donovan Mitchell is definitely going to get traded. It's going to either be Washington Wizards, Miami Heat, or maybe another team we're not looking at. Donovan Mitchell moving from Utah is not a move that I expected him to do. What you think about that when you hear about that, Fig?
Oh, well, they got Bradley Beal over there that just signed for a boatload of money. God knows they're not giving him up. They have Kristaps Porzingis over there, I believe. He'd be a great addition. I'm not sure who the Washington Wizards have to give up for a player like Donovan Mitchell, and or do they have the amount of draft picks that Danny Ainge wants? Danny Ainge seemed like he won 13, 14 number one draft picks for the foreseeable future. Danny Ainge wants enough draft pick that when he goes to his grave, the team still has draft picks left over. I don't know Washington. I don't know how many draft picks Washington got. They might not have what is needed to get the deal done.
The talent on the other flip side of that, Miami Heat is hot on the heels of trying to land Donovan Mitchell too. And it looks like if they do get Donovan Mitchell, I know Kyle Lowry will be gone because he'll be 37 going on 38. So he'll be the guy that's probably be the odd man out. But Donovan Mitchell with Jimmy Butler, I ain't mad at that. What's your thoughts about that when you hear about that, T?
Well, first of all, Fig is stuttering like he got to come up with the draft picks. Fig is stuttering like a general manager over there. Listen, the rumors over here and where I'm at is that he's still coming to New York. So they're quiet on that. You're going to find somebody, I think by the end of this week, we're going to find where it lands at. But I still think it's going to be a New York fiasco over here. Even the father's getting like hush hush. So, until they announce it, whatever. But I don't know. When you put a Donovan Mitchell, I still think guys like that, there has to be some bona fide big men around them too. I don't think in this league we can throw a couple of smaller sized guys, no matter how good they are, and just win the whole thing. Even the Steph Curry got a Draymond around. Big guy in there ready to bang up, grab some boards, and clear it out for you, and you'll bring your big man to the top of the key, which seems to be the new plan in the new NBA. But Miami, I don't really see that happening, to be honest with you, Frank. I don't see a Donovan Mitchell in a Miami with a Jimmy Butler.
Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts on all of this? Miami, Donovan Mitchell, New York, Donovan Mitchell, or Washington Wizards? Because Washington Wizards or Miami Heat are hot on the tail, according to reports. According to reports, New York is not. But, talent might know something we don't know.
I mean, to leave Utah and go to the Wizards, it seems like another death sentence. I mean, it's just not a team. They don't have the marquee value to make sense. They may have the money though, and the money make a whole lot of sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. New York has a. We talking about the Knicks?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Knicks.
I mean, New York got guys like me don't give a damn about New York, but they really putting together a great squad up there, man, of really scrappy guys, and Donovan Mitchell might really fit in. As far as Miami, I don't think Mitchell is at this juncture in his career where he want to run like that. I mean, one of the things about Miami Heat players, you got to come in there, you got to get conditioned, and you got to be ready to play because they go always be in the hunt and they go always be scrappy. And Donovan Mitchell don't seem like he ready to put that work in like that to me.
All right, okay. All right, Mike, Sean, you heard everybody else's take. I know you got 2 cents you want to add where you think Donovan Mitchell will land. What's your thoughts?
If the Knicks do not get Donovan Mitchell, we're a joke. Like we're literally a joke now that we cannot get a free agent or make a trade to bring a big name star. I love Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and everything like that. But if we don't get Donovan Mitchell right now, then we're a running joke that nobody wants to come to play here. Like this has gotten outrageous now. Like it's gotten to the point where it's like nobody cares about playing. They love playing at the Garden. They just don't want to play for the Knicks. Now, I don't know if it's the owner who has put a different racial undertone that a lot of people forgot about that he did a while ago, but this has gotten absolutely out of control if we can't get Donovan Mitchell to come to New York from Utah.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I'm gonna start with you, Rodney Perry. This next round, Draymond Green is making the news because he came out and said that he thinks the 2017 Golden State Warriors would beat them MJ's 98 Bulls, and got a lot of people in the NBA upset about hearing that his take on that. I mean, he's an active player. He was an active player for that team and everything else. What's your take on that, Rodney? You think that honestly? That
I mean, no. Draymond Green, he's a mouth breather, and he breathes a lot with his mouth open, so he's probably not getting enough oxygen to his brain.
He's a mouth breather.
He is, as a fact. But anyway, so he's obviously not getting enough oxygen to his brain, which is a problem when it comes to answering these type of questions. Now, me, for instance, I run. I try to breathe out my nose, which give me all type of oxygen. So, looking at a guy like Draymond Green, man, if he had better airflow, he could probably answer this question.
Alan, you think he's crazy? Because there's some people who debated about this morning, and they made some great points. I understood their points, but 2017 Golden State Warriors against the Bulls, the 98 Bulls, it was supposed to be one of the best teams of all time. What do you think?
Absolutely, Rodney's crazy.
He's a mouth breather, man.
Oh man. See, here's the thing, Frank. People always do this comparison, but they don't think of the one main thing. 2017 against the 98 or whatever Bulls, but what year we gonna play them in? Because if we play them in the 98 season, I'm going with the Bulls all day. But if we play them in 2017, I'm going with Golden State. Because it's two different games we're playing. So you got to look at how the teams are playing in those eras. So if we're playing in the close up to now, yeah, I think Golden State would have handled Jordan and the Bulls. Let's keep in mind, you got guys actually playing on Golden State. You had a lot of role players on the Bulls. It's a big difference. So when you put those 5 and 5 on the floor to initiate and start the game, if you're playing up closer to these days, yeah, I'm gonna go with Golden State because Golden State had 1, 2, 3 punch scorers. You know what I mean? Bulls, you had role players, with the exception of like a Scottie Pippen slashing. You really just got 4 role players out there, and we waiting to see what Jordan do with it. That's what the Jordan rules was all about. It's like, and then Phil comes up with the triangle. But now, if you take it back then, with the physical and how they played and defense and everything, I'm gonna go with the Bulls if we play back in that era. But if we bring it up to this era, I go Golden State. People always compare these teams with different years, but don't realize the game itself is different.
Mike Sean, talent brings up a great point because hand checking alone was a big thing to do back in '98, and it's not even allowed now in 2017. What's your take?
I am going to do something for the first time that I've never done in barbershops. I've never done in arguments with comedians. Scottie Pippen fits every decade and every generation. Dennis Rodman would punk Draymond Green. And then Michael Jordan would take it from there. Steph Curry's never had to come off a screen and see Scottie in front of him. He's never had to shoot off of that. And not only that, let's remember the Bulls had 3-point shooters. The Bulls had 3-point shooters and a better coach. So all that Draymond nonsense that would have went on with Dennis Rodman, that would have been deaded. The stuff that he did against Boston would not have happened against Dennis Rodman. Matter of fact, he would have got Draymond Green kicked out the game. Like, I never thought, and then for them to believe that when it comes down in the fourth quarter, that Michael Jordan is going to choke? Oh, no. This ain't Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. It's Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, Steph Curry's looking at him like he's the scariest player on the court. Ain't nobody looking at Steph Curry like he's the scariest player on the court when Scottie and Mike are on there. Yes, they would beat them. Yes, they would beat the 2017 team. Yes, absolutely.
People do forget about Craig Hodges. People do forget about Craig Hodges.
They forget about Craig Hodges. They also forget about 3 7-footers that come in and control the boards.
Right.
And make sure that they can get every offensive rebound. What was
and a tenacious defense.
And the tenacious defense. And the swagger that Michael Jordan brought is on another level. Y'all know I love LeBron, but ain't nobody got to look like Michael Jordan in a fourth quarter. Nobody looks like that. And I'm sorry.
Swagger don't win games. If Swagger won games, Allen Iverson would have 5 championships.
No. Michael Jordan
won games.
Michael Jordan swagger won games. Michael Jordan swagger won games.
I agree with Talent on the fact that it depends on the rules that you're playing with. If you bring it up to today's rules in 2017, where you can't touch the player, I got to give the nod to Golden State because they had Kevin Durant that year. They had Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and each one of those dudes, they don't have to get to the line, the 3-point line, to be able to shoot. They can pull up pretty much as soon as they come across half court, and that's considered a high productivity shot for them. All of those guys shoot over 40% from 3. We're talking about guys like Craig Hodges and Steve Kerr was the 3-point shooters on the Bulls. So you bring it in today's game, maybe Michael Jordan is the edge getter. And then when you start talking about Draymond getting kicked out of the game, well, Dennis Rodman couldn't do the things that he did in 2017 that he did in 1998. They both would get kicked out if they tried that in 2017. You take it back to the 98 rules where you got hand checking, physical fouls, and stuff like that. Chicago Bulls might get a little bit of the edge, but it would be a hell of a game.
But if you can't touch Mike. Y'all keep forgetting they can't touch Mike. They can't hand check him either.
But
that's 1 versus 3 though.
So and then tell me what defender Kevin Durant has ever played against as good as Scottie.
But Mike, you got to understand something. When we talk about can't touch and no hand check, you got to now do the numbers. Okay, we can't touch Mike, 1 guy. I can't touch 4 guys over here. If you can't touch Kevin Durant, I'm not even going to kid you. Shooting wise and offensive wise, he dwarfs Mike out of that competition for the simple fact. Look at Mike. I almost put Mike on my overrated Mount Rushmore. Not that he ain't great, because of the simple fact of this. Rodney, hear me out. Go to his great games with his high numbers. All those, Mike dropped 50 on him. Mike gave him 60. Go to those games. When you break down the numbers, Mike's not doing 50 points off a 20 for 30 shoot. Mike's stinking the gym up percentage-wise. But he's ending up with a big total, but he shot 50 shots to get 50 points. That's not great.
He didn't shoot 50 shots. He averaged.
I'm hypothetically talking about how if you look at Mike's numbers or when he shoots those high number game shots, they're not 45, 55 percentile shooting, bro.
Who do you think's getting?
Mike shoot a lot of shots to get what he get.
Who do you think's getting the calls? You think Mike's getting calls?
No, whose percentage is better?
No.
If you got Mike to take a shot, you got Mike and you got Kevin Durant.
So who on Golden State is covering Mike and who on Golden State is covering Scottie? I want to know.
And then that's 2 people. And Scottie.
No, but I want to know who because they got to get in foul trouble.
On your team, though, who's guarding those guys?
Who? I just told you, Kevin.
Second time.
I'd say Kevin Durant. I'd say Kevin Durant and Draymond Green.
Who's stopping Draymond? None of them.
First of all, nobody's worried about Draymond.
Oh, let me just say this. I say.
In 2017, they was, Mike.
On Michael Jordan, I would give you either Draymond Green or Andre Iguodala. On Scottie Pippen, I give you Kevin Durant. Those are the guys that play defense on those guys. Now flip it. Who plays defense on Kevin Durant? Who plays defense on Klay Thompson? Who plays defense on Andre Iguodala? And who plays defense on Steph Curry?
They almost lost when LeBron didn't have nobody on their team.
I take Michael Jordan.
Now with Kevin Durant, they never almost lost nothing. They got swept one year, and the other year they beat him in 5.
And
what are you talking about?
And LeBron with nobody on his team scored 56 points.
He had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love.
Think about this. LeBron scored 56, and Chicago would have had their whole squad. And they would have been you're going to tell me that they would have gotten any rebounding off of Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Believe that if you want.
We're going to be arguing about this forever. We'll argue about this forever, but let's keep it moving.
And I have never argued for Michael Jordan in my life, so this sounds crazy.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's keep moving. All right, so the next question up is, all right, Deshaun Watson reported to training camp today. Obviously, people are a little bit interested in finding out why he reported to training camp talent, but he reported to training camp. He's up there now, and they showed some footage and everything else. He reported on Friday too, so people are saying that he might only get 1 or 2 games of suspension. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't even know what to think about this. But what's your thoughts when you hit Deshaun Watson if he reported to training camp talent? What you think?
Diversion.
Mm-hmm.
Smart man. Get people to start looking at me like a football player again.
Yep.
The people have been looking at me over a year and a half as anything but this great football player I'm supposed to be. So how do I divert the attention the other way? Show up, put my workout clothes on, throw these balls around here, get in here like regular football star, and say I'm ready to play. Let's change it. Let's change the climate and the temperature of the name Deshaun Watson. For the last year and a half, as soon as you brought the name up, everybody on the show, as soon as you brought his name up, everybody all of a sudden wanted a massage. Now, when you bring the name up and you show me on ESPN the highlights and I'm out there working out, I don't know about you, but now I'm like, oh, we close to football season.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I threw my shirt on today. I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood. I'm getting antsy because I cut on the TV. Every pundit is talking less and less. That's how you know back to why Kevin Durant overvalued the trade market. We're less and less talking about that now, and we're more and more what's going on with football.
Yeah, football training camp started. It started now, so that's where we're at. Mike Sean. The thing is, Kyler Murray got his new deal last week, and he came out and said, "Yeah, there's no other place I'd want to be. I want to be with the Arizona Cardinals." And you one person who had a great opinion about Kyler Murray. So, what's your take on this one, bro?
Kyler Murray is so full of it. Kyler Murray was the same guy like 4 weeks ago, swiped every Arizona Cardinal thing off his Instagram like a little 5-year-old, and then he finally got his money. And I'm gonna tell you, I want this marked. Arizona is going to regret giving a 5'6" man that money. He gets hurt every single year. Every year in the league. Watch how they start. They start off strong and then they fade out. And you're giving this guy all this money. And you know why he wanted the money? Because he knows he's going to get hurt. And he told his agent, get me my money now because this is a dangerous game that I'm playing. And the minute Kyler Murray slows down a little bit is when things are going to start affecting him in the second half of the season. Just watch. Just watch.
Let's not forget Frank loves Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah, Frank loves.
Yeah, you was the first one. You was the first one to pull everybody coattail to him.
Yeah, him and the kid out at the Chargers. I like both of those dudes. Rocky Berry. Las Vegas Raiders, Devontae Adams had to clarify his Rogers Carr Hall of Fame comparison. You know what I mean? And he came out and he's sticking up more for his Derek Carr new QB. But what nobody's thinking about Rodney Perry is that they played together in college. They were balling out together in college. You know what I mean? And they won some things in college. So do you think that it's going to be still looking good for him, you know, in Vegas? Like he's not going to miss a beat? What's your take?
Devontae Adams is so good. he can play literally with any quarterback in the NFL. And I ain't never been no fan of the QB over there in the Raiders. What's his name?
Derek Carr.
I mean, I watched him just kind of lob the ball up last year, and I was like, I wasn't really impressed with the guy. But you can't argue with his results. I mean, his numbers are always great, and now he's got Devontae Adams along with some more stellar receiving crew. Man, the Raiders might win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they
I
might.
said it, and these guys are good. Devontae Adams is not the fastest guy in the league, but he don't drop balls ever.
Yeah, I've been one person who's saying everybody keeps overlooking the Raiders. I've been saying that forever.
Damn, pause.
I don't drop balls either. I don't even try to catch them.
All right, so Fig, you get the last word, man. There's a lawyer who's been probing Brett Favre, ex-governor Phil Bryant, and $94 million Mississippi welfare fraud scandal. He got fired by the state, officially fired by the state. Nobody knows why yet and everything else. But, at the end of the day, what's your take on this guy who got fired by the state? And it looked like there's going to be some more stuff that's going to be involved in this literally Brett Favre scandal. What's your take on this? You get the last word on this.
Brett Favre is connected. You can't probe a guy like Brett Favre. That's disrespectful. You got a lot of nerve. That's sexual harassment. Probing Brett Favre. You can't probe a man like that. He is beyond reproach to Brett Favre. He's Green Bay royalty. You can't probe that man. The only person that can probe Brett Favre is his doctor. That's it. That's the only probing that Brett Favre can have. And that's why they fired him, because they sent in a message. Anybody else that try and dig in Brett Favre business, you will be fired.
Tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow, right? You guys get your list together. Tomorrow, I want your list of your 5 point guards, right? Point guards who you think should not have made it to the NBA, who got full-blown NBA props, who were just completely overrated. I want your 5 point guards of that, because I got a couple of guys I want to throw on the list.
I'm still stuck on a lot of probing. Like, okay.
If you got one that's better, then throw it out to me too. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking for these Mount Rushmore questions. I love them.
My mother's in the room. Like, I hope she ain't hear that.
Hey, Mike,
y'all probing that baby.
You can't be probing NFL quarterbacks unless you're his physician.
Somebody said only his wife. Really? I said, oh.
Yes.
So we got a great
weekend.
With
no nails on.
Talon, what you got going on this week, bro?
Hey, man, busy week. Starting Wednesday, I will be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, with the original King of Comedy, DL, headlining. My girl Monique Latisse on the show. Richie Redding, going to be dope. One big show Wednesday at our weekend Wednesdays in Harrisburg. We do monthly. Thursday in Brooklyn, holding it down in New York City with my man Sink and Smokey Suarez. And then Friday, after work Fridays in White Plains. What's what I'm doing Saturday, I'm in New York City. And Sunday, Funny Bone, Richmond, Virginia.
Rodney Perry.
Let's go.
I'll be actually doing some family stuff this weekend, and next weekend, Tampa, Florida. I'll be in Tampa, Florida next weekend, first week of August.
Mike Sean.
Yeah, I'm gonna see my lawyer on Wednesday. And that's about it for the week. We gotta handle some discussions and see how it works out. And
hey Mike, tell your lawyer that my lawyer gonna call. We're gonna drop the charge.
Too good of a guy.
Hey man, I'm looking at my calendar, man. Looks like I might have a couple of closings this week, which is always really good. A lot of money on the line. It ain't comedy related, but there's a lot of money on the line.
That's always
congratulations. That's all I'm at liberty to say.
August 23rd, these guys right here that you're looking at, all of them will be at Caroline's Live. We'll be sitting down, doing it live. Doors open at 7. It's going to be a comedy show after that. I'm kind of interested to see how this show will go. Box seats will be in the building. We're going to have a lot of executives in the building too. See how this show pans out too. I'm looking forward to that. The flyer's going to be out, so all you guys can share it. I promise you. I'll make sure you guys have it within the next couple of hours. It'd be interesting to see that again. Box Seats is the show we talk about sports with comedians, and Rodney Perry is going to fly up from Atlanta too. I'm very special about that, man. excited about that. Rodney Perry took the time to jump on a flight. Like,
so when we do our sets, we can curse, but when we do our show, the sports box seats, we can't. We
right,
gotta keep
the executives honestly, the executives don't think none of y'all can do a comedy show without cursing. And I've had to show them 4 or 5 times. They do it all the time. Yeah, and I even said tune in today, and of course everybody cut on the show and cuss the show, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll edit that part out.
Since you edited it, Frank,
we're professionals, dude. We know how to not use profanity.
Hey, since you edited it, Frank, all the people that said we couldn't do it, fuck them. That's for us. That's for us.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate you giving me more work, T.
Hey, that stands for uncommon knowledge. A lot of people don't know that's an acronym for. It stands for uncommon knowledge.
I got to use that.
That's not what it stands for at all.
Yes, it does. It actually does.
Yo, we'll see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna jump off. We got a lot more things to talk about. Of course, we're gonna do more of this Mount Rushmore stuff. But y'all, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow.